Facebook. I'm going to make a statement about Facebook that might sound a little weird at first, but stick with me. It'll give you some big ideas to think about and maybe even act on with some refreshing enthusiasm. So here's the statement. You could use Facebook and other social media to literally destroy yourself and your relationships with others from the inside out, or you could use Facebook to get rich in every way possible, including in relationships with others. That's quite a statement to make. I know. Stay with me. The only reason anyone could see Facebook as a waste of time or a distraction is because they haven't figured out Facebook can be used as a delivery mechanism outside of a personal ego to change the world. You can leverage Facebook to create freedom, to advance a mission of philanthropy that your heart bleeds to do more for, to change someone else's life, to fulfill your own life purpose and your mission, and to get a message out that you have got of healing and of good that the world so desperately needs. You can also use Facebook the way most people use Facebook, and that is as a complete waste of time, a distraction to get further in debt, to trash personal relationships via neglect, and completely destroy themselves and family from the inside out. So here's some big tips for you. They're more than tips, actually. Just listen, you'll see what I mean. If you're mission-driven, this should strike a particular interest in you. If you just want to goof around and you really don't care if you have anything to do with helping anyone besides yourself, then this whole video is going to be a complete waste of time for you, just like Facebook is, in my opinion. The biggest tip I'll give you first, and that is to get a calendar and schedule every hour of the day. Some people are dead against a calendar and just want to live in the moment. The problem with that for most people is, what kind of moments have you had a lot of lately? How's that mountain of debt you're enslaved to? How's that dollar you're enslaved to working for at a job? How's your mission of some kind of philanthropy that your heart bleeds to do more for, to be able to do more and give more? How's all that doing? How's your personal and your professional relationships doing? You got people in your life pissed off at you or upset with you that you've got more time for Facebook than for them? You got a messy financial situation and you can afford to spend time on Facebook in a way that doesn't pay you? Some of you have way too much time and money on your hands because you can actually afford to play on Facebook and social media all the while your priorities are suffering and on their way to hell in a handbasket. Some of you say you wish you had more to give, but you're not really lining up how you spend your time online or offline with what comes out of your mouth and what you say is important to you. There is an enormous disconnect for a lot of you between what you believe, what you say, and how you actually spend your time. We all have that problem to varying degrees at different points in our life. So I'm not beating you up over it or pointing fingers. I'm just speaking truth, and hopefully if you haven't turned me off yet, you're still listening because you're cool with someone speaking truth rather than some bozo just wanting to patronize you with some BS about how everything is great. But this is really all of our battle to take up together and win together. If you're at a point presently in your life where you need to create a big correction between what comes out of your mouth, what you believe, and what you actually do, then let it be done. I'm happy to help you to point it out so that you can develop into a better version of yourself. So back to this calendar idea. Most people think they already know how to use one, so they don't hear anything anyway. So before we go further into the calendar, if you believe you know how to use one, then you will be immune to this video and things will continue to suck for you if they already suck right now. No one who thinks they know it all ever learns anything from anyone who might know more than them. If your priorities are already in balance and thriving, then congratulations, you should be teaching, we need you. But most of you, your priorities are in really bad shape, so I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. You whose priorities are a mess, if you don't let go of what you think you know so that you can let new information in, then you're screwed. I said it like that so you hear me and you absorb what I'm saying. So take down the walls, let new information in. The reason I said all of that before talking about the power of the calendar is because for some of you, you will be completely immune to my message and you won't improve a damn thing about how you're living. Mindset first, then the how-to stuff. So the how-to has some sticking power and doesn't go in one ear only to go out the other ear. So use whatever calendar that you like. I love the free Google Calendar and then syncing it up to my phone. That way I can be out and about or at my computer and bam, there it is. Schedule everything, even impromptu time. If you have an impromptu time, schedule it. Schedule your sleeping hours, your work hours, if you have a job, your work hours still, if you have a home business you're building up to create freedom, schedule that too. Schedule family time, schedule Facebook time. If you have a workout that you do every day, schedule that in. And whatever else you've got going on, it needs to be scheduled in. If you're doing any activity, or I should say, if you're doing an activity that does not line up with your priorities, all the while your priorities are suffering, then in my opinion, you don't deserve to be doing those other activities yet. Right now is not the time for those things. Save them for later after you've got your priorities in balance and thriving. You've only got 24 hours a day, just like everyone else. If you're not faithful with the time you've been given, then your circumstances will continue to devastate you and probably get even worse with the passing of time. You get to pick when you schedule things in. I'll give you some examples. You change it based on what you've got going on and bringing your own priorities to the status of thriving. So let's say you work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, plus 1 hour of travel time. Every week, fill that out in your calendar 1 week ahead of time. Let's say 6 to 8 a.m. is your home business time every day. Fill that in. Let's say family time is 6 to 10 p.m. Fill it in. Keep going till every hour has something in it. Maybe an hour or so a day is your impromptu whatever kind of time that gets no appointments or anything else. You just leave it open for whatever. That's totally cool. Just schedule that in. Fill that in and make sure you honor that time by not setting appointments in for that time. Let's say 12 noon to 1 p.m. is your workout. Put it in, schedule it in. Now the part that most people blow it and send their lives right back into chaos, don't be like most people, by the way, or you'll never get your priorities where you want them. Okay, here it is. You've got your calendar all filled out. Always honor those entries. Never schedule an appointment in on your family time just because that's the only time a business appointment has time to meet with you. If that's the only available time on the other end, then you just don't do business with that person, period. Same thing with your work time. You can't give that to your family. Unless there's some kind of an emergency happening, you cannot steal time away from your family or your work, your workouts, your whatever you've got scheduled in that you're in the process of bringing all of your priorities to the status of thriving. The moment you begin to make exceptions for stealing time for non-emergencies is when you start to move backwards and the chaos and all that stress comes back. So don't do that. So here is your homework regarding a calendar. I'm giving you an opportunity to straighten, or for some of you, start your calendar the right way, because it's one of those things that's so important that it will make you or break you, seriously. So, number one, what are you currently doing with every minute of your day? And cross off everything that is not in alignment with your priorities. At least for now, they've got to go. Once your priorities are in balance and thriving, you can reassess those other things and see what makes sense to add back in, but not in a way that has you returning to your old ways that threw your life totally off track in the first place. No relapsing allowed. Number two, get a calendar and schedule everything for all hours of the day and week, 1 week in advance every week. Even schedule your sleep time in. You've got to get organized. Number three, honor everything and everyone. Don't steal time from other people. That's a quick way to ruin relationships, business, a professional life, a personal life, your self-worth, honor, integrity, everything and everyone. Like I said earlier, if you have a business appointment and you're looking at your calendar to create that appointment with them, and the only time they have free is during your family time, you don't do business with that person. It's nothing to be disrespectful about. You be polite, but you just say, I'm not free these times, but if you're free during these times that I am free for business, I'd love to do business with you. But you cannot steal time away from your family when they're counting on you. You'll blow everything up. You'll ruin everything. And I'm never going to teach you to sacrifice your family to be successful. You can have money, you can have wealth and health, and you can have a personal life and a financial life. You can have all of these things thriving. You really can. You don't have to pick one or the other. If you don't have a calendar, you might have to pick one or the other, either a personal life or a professional life. But if you have a calendar and you work it really well, you can have both, and you can have everything thriving. So that's your homework. The calendar is powerful enough to make you or break you. Leverage the calendar to make you. I recommend it. So my next tip is to come to grips with reality about how friggin' powerful social media is to get your message out there of healing, to build your business, to add value to the planet and all of its creatures, to create freedom, to have more, to be able to give more to whatever it is that your heart bleeds to be able to give more to. Whatever your heart desires that you know is right. Think about it. On social media, your reach is literally global. Now, not that long ago, you needed a multi-million-dollar advertising budget to go global, or even national. Now it's free. You just have to learn some new skills of how to use this free global platform as a mechanism for delivering value and impact and to matter, to fulfill your purpose and your mission. You can do that on social media with an advertising budget of $0. And if you want to get into paid advertising on social media, for just a few dollars, you can be listed side by side with huge names that already have global recognition. Where else can you go with an advertising budget of just a few dollars and appear just as prominently as Walmart does on an advertising space? Anywhere else, and you're going to be spending tens of thousands, if not millions, to be on the same ad space as big names like Walmart. On Facebook, just a few dollars. Pretty cool. Or just do it all for free. The free way is generally done by sharing content. Your content will receive more exposure the better you are at inspiring people to interact with your content. The more engagement, the bigger the reach, and the more exposure you get. So learn to develop some new people skills. The ones with the best people skills wins. People skills, it's another one of those things where most people will say that I have excellent people skills, all the while they're broke. They fight with people. They get taken advantage of. Some people do. People break promises to them, and because they believe they have great people skills, they cannot learn good people skills, and therefore they remain bound in their current problems year after year with other people. So first, I recommend you admit to yourself that your people skills are not very good, so that you can be open to learning how to communicate, how to connect, and how to move people to do great things. This is true both offline and online. The world's most successful leaders were not successful because they were smart or talented. They were successful because they had the best people skills. Too many people know things that can help people, but it never gets realized by anyone because the people with the wisdom that can help people never learned any good people skills. They thought their people skills were just fine, so they were swimming in unteachable waters. When you swim in unteachable waters, you can only tread water for so long until you drown, or you become teachable. Whichever one comes first. Don't wait till you're drowning to become teachable. If your priorities are suffering, it's because your people skills currently kind of suck. So just come clean with yourself about it so you can finally free yourself to get some awesome people skills that can improve your life along with everyone else's life that you touch. Now, doesn't that sound like fun? My last tip is to get involved in a home business. If you find one that's free to get into, run away from it as fast as you can. The free ones will end up being the most expensive ones out there. There are two main reasons I'm telling you to get into a home business. The first reason, taxes. The taxes are written for business owners and against employees. Whatever your investment is also a 100% tax write-off, which means you immediately create tax savings that puts money back into your pocket even before you do anything else to generate any new money. That alone, in my personal opinion, makes every non-business owner completely nuts, or they just don't know about it. But now that you know about it, because I just told you, get into a home business. The entire tax code is written for business owners and against employees. You literally steal nourishment from your family if you depend on income from a job. Now, the other main reason, and more important reason I'm telling you to become a business owner, is for your message of healing and whatever message of good you have that you want to perpetuate out into the world. Online or offline, it's cool. I like online with social media because of the global reach and advertising thing that I talked about earlier. You can't beat that offline. A combo of both online and offline is great, but I definitely put most of my focus of getting my message out there in the online world, which, by the way, positively impacts the offline world at the same time. What you do online could have more impact offline than what you do offline. That sounds pretty weird, but it's true. It can be for profit or non-for-profit. There is nothing that touches the power of a great business model for perpetuating your message of healing and a message of good out into the world. If you don't have a business, then your message is severely limited in who it can reach and how fast it can reach. Your business is going to be your marketing. Your marketing is going to be you using your humanity, your mission, your sense of purpose to build your business and get your message out there. Most of us hold bad energy towards marketing and business from what we've experienced from others with really bad behavior in their marketing, which only bounds us and our message from getting out into the world and making a positive impact. So some of you have to seriously change your relationship with marketing and business before you can even begin to work on getting your message out there. Otherwise, you'll probably be met with pretty stiff resistance from people that you talk to. I'm calling on you to master the art and the science of authentic, mission-based, value-driven, purpose-fulfilling marketing, because it is the single most important skill you need to develop if you want to manifest your higher purpose and mission. Good marketing is about authenticity, not sleaziness and bad behavior. Put your humanity with your message into your marketing to fulfill your purpose and your sense of mission. Marketing can be a force for healing and good. Good marketing does not sacrifice your values or turn you into someone you are not. Marketing should be in alignment with your values, with your purpose, your mission, your true self. Most marketers are not doing that. If you'd like to see what I'm doing, reach out to me. I'll show it to you. You probably won't be into it, but at least you'll be on the path to finding the right one for you. And that's a good thing. Or you'll see something I'm doing that really resonates with you, and if that's the case, then we will go out and we will do some really awesome things with it. Either way, you will win. If you see what I see and you want to do this with me, I'm going to equip you to raise curiosity rather than resistance when you talk to people, so you can finally perpetuate your message of healing and your message of good out into the world. I'm going to equip you to do for yourself so you can finally be free to spend your time however you want instead of what you're doing now, and that is tying your time to your money, resulting in very little time or money. If you're addicted to working for a paycheck to nourish your family, then your family will remain vulnerable to the powers that you have zero control over, and your message of healing and good remains bound and stolen from a world that desperately needs you to be free. If you're open to break your addiction of working for and stealing time for an insidious paycheck, then you can finally be on a path leading you to create that security and freedom for yourself and family. So reach out to me privately, and I will reach back to you. Take care, everyone. Don't give up on learning how to get your message of healing and good out into the world. It needs it. Feel free to visit my website at tomberkenmeyer.com. I know a lot of stuff, so dig around, implement whatever you feel can help you out. Take care. Bye for now.